Hello everybody. We are doing a cooking stream for the Subathon. Appreciate you rating in, buddy. Not playing StarCraft 2, debated you. I got that last minute category change. Meatball stream, hell yeah. So I'm going to teach you guys how I make a tomato sauce, homemade, and meatballs. And it's the best. Baited and outplayed. Yup. That's what they call me. The baiter. Okay, let me get a water. Okay, I think we're good. What we're gonna do is a two-parter. So part number one is the tomato sauce that we make here. Part number two is the meatballs. And basically, you start the tomato sauce first, and then you make and create the meatballs, you bake them, and then you're going to finish the meatballs in the tomato sauce. Okay? So the first thing we want to do is our garlic. So we're going to take some garlic. Okay, so first off, the garlics. All you gotta do, you kind of want to crush them. Well, they just exploded everywhere. And if you have some gnarly garlics, we have garlics of like various ages. So we're gonna probably have to discard a couple of them. So we want like 6 to 8 garlics. You gotta do that part first. So you just take your knife and you crush them so that they kind of release, so that the peels come off easier. Preheat your oven first off 425. And we're doing all the prep with you guys. Could we have just had it all magically ready to go? Yes. Would that have been faster? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got 6. This is good. Anyways, so you want to do small slices of garlic. You don't want to mince them. You want them to be sliced. Get that? Perfect. Okay, so now you guys see, we got a whole bunch of garlics. Whole mess of garlics all chopped up. Now, what we want to do is go to our pot. We have a nice Dutch oven one. You can use pretty much any large pot that you have though. And you want to turn it on and go to like a medium low, like a 4 or a 3, and then put in like literally like a pretty big, I'd probably put like half a cup of oil in here, maybe a quarter cup of oil. Basically you want a decent amount on the bottom to kind of coat the bottom. After we get the garlics rolling, we're gonna make the Parmesan cheese. Can you just buy store-bought shaker Parmesan cheese? Yes, you can. But look at me, look me in the eyes. What are you doing with your life if you're doing that? You don't need to do that. You're better than that. Spend the $10. Get a square. Okay, it doesn't have to be big. Just a square, just a wedge. And wait, we're waiting for this to heat up. If you've got one of those instant read thermometers, you'll be much more accurate than my holding the hand kind of above the oil to see if it's hot method. So while we're waiting for that, we can actually prep the cheese. We're gonna take the cheese and we just split her open. All right, the cheese is free. Okay, now we're gonna cut the rind off, get all the rindy cheese out of here. We're gonna cut this cheese up into like cubes. So just smaller chunks. Trust me, you do this once, you never buy in that pre-bought cheese again. We're not making them any specific size. It doesn't matter if they're all the same size, because we're gonna put them in the food processor after. Let's get a little wooden spoon action. Lower her in. We put it in, and what do we hear? Nothing, because I put it in probably a little too soon. That's okay. We got our garlic going. It's not that big of a deal. You just got to give it some more time then. Make sure it heats up. You want to release all the flavors. Alright, now this guy. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. This is going to be loud. So you're going to want to turn it down or you're going to wake up. But pop all these cheese cubes in here. I think you guys can see this, okay? Right? We're going to lock it. And hold it, and we're grinding it. cheese did you buy? This is not grinding worth a shit, though. Maybe it's too full. Normally, this grinds up super nice into like little pebble cheeses. But this stuff is stuck as f***. Yeah, I think it's too full. Yeah. We'll try it. I put less in there. There we go. It's not that bad because it wasn't grinding it really well the first time. So now I'm sure it's really loud now. Okay. That's pretty good. Get another bowl. The garlic is starting to bubble, just barely. Alright, next one. What kind of cheese was it? Parmesan cheese. Just a nice hard cheese. Parmesan is the most easy, the most simple. We got some nice kind of bigger chunks. We got some smaller chunks in there. But we're going to put these in the meatballs and we can top it with it too. So just watch the garlic. If it starts getting brown, well, let's just say you don't want to get brown. So, move to the second part, which is the tomatoes. You want to get San Marzano tomatoes. These are amazing ones, the Centos ones. Are they perfect? Are they San Marzanos? Who knows, but they're incredible. So these work amazingly well. Grind the lid. Alright, then I like to grind up the tomatoes first. Let me wash this out real quick. I'm adding some dried basil. It's preferred if you use fresh basil, but not that big of a deal. And we just take it, and then you want to just dump it in. Dump it into the oil. That's what we're dealing with so far. It is oil, garlic, basil, and now our pureed tomatoes. And we're going for a low and slow. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay? So, let me clean off this little counter area. And I'll show you guys how to make the meatballs. So what's going to go in here? 2 large eggs. If I got the touch. Can he do it? Oh, the one-handed crack. Let's see it, boys. Can he do it? There it is. We want 1.5 cups of panko. Boom. Let the milk if you got it. Okay. There's a half. Make sure you're not doing tablespoons. Oh boy. This is going to be garlicky then. As much or as little black pepper. Ground. Freshly ground. Don't let me catch you using any of that pre-ground. And then 1 ounce of cheese. 1/2 cup of the Parmesan. Yeah, okay. Oil there. Oil there. Nice. Mix it together. And it's going to look pretty wet. It's going to look pretty liquidy. Pretty moist. But it's okay. Now, get your meat. Whatever combination you got. I just got 93.7. So you want to take 1/4 of the meat. Just like that much. And add that to it. Then, mix it again. Because if you add all of it at first, it might be kind of hard to, you're going to get like pockets of this bread panko mixture. But we don't want that. So you can see it's a bit more homogeneous. And now we're going to add all the meat. Okay? And if you want to use your hands here, go for it. We're going to have to use our hands in a minute anyways. Mix it up. You want it to be nice and mixed. But once again, we don't want it like that, right? We want it to be the same color. You don't want pockets of red and pockets of white. You want it to be all pink. It's looking good. It's looking great. Look at this. Ooh, jeez. That looks good. We want to lightly oil it. Lightly oil the pan. Just a little bit. You can take a paper towel, you can take a brush, whatever. But just kind of spread the oil around. You don't want to, like, gloop the oil on everywhere, because that's too much. Get your hands nice and oily. And start busting off chunks of it. You can pre-measure it if you want, but I don't know, we don't really need to do that. What do we do, like 6, right? Yeah. So I have a general idea of how big I can make them. And again, you don't want to overwork it, but you want it to be a nice looking, nice one. And we can put 2 to each side here. That's the prep done. Let me show you where we're at. Are they all perfect? No, but they got character. You can see the chunks of cheese. Again, if you want it smaller than that, you can just grind them smaller. Not a big deal. But now, what we're going to do, put a little bit of olive oil on each one. Not too much. Just a drizz. And then, how much we baking these for? We want to bake them for 15 minutes. Pop these bad boys into the oven. Then we're going to wait. If you use a fish spatula, you can get underneath and you won't break the crust that's there. And that's the stuff. That's the good stuff, is you want the crust. But let's give it a taste. Make sure I'm not missing any seasoning here. 1 second. It's hot as hell, so make sure you blow on it. Oh my god, that's awesome. Holy shit, that's actually so good. Those are basically 75% of the way done. The money, though, is when you flip. So you kind of want to work them, and then they just slide. And that's because of the oil we did earlier. And then you flip them. And you probably can't see that one I just did, but we'll do the rest too.
They say show us your balls, Apop.
Deal. Oh, the crust. Oh, the crust. And this is where this fish spatula is massive. I used to cook these and do a regular spatula. Still very good. Okay, still excellent. The fish spatula, though, changed the game forever. Because now I can retain the crust on the bottom. Woo! And that seriously changes it. Our sauce is looking great. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that here in just a minute. That's what these guys look like. Oh my god, they look so good. Get out of town. Okay. Back in the oven. Finish them up. Get out of the heat wave.
Yeah, my glasses always get fogged.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Get in here and take a look at these. Oh my god damn. Yes, sir. Okay.
That would be the cheese you're seeing popping out.
Yeah, that's
looking
cheese.
nice and melty.
We had some big chunks of cheese, so yeah, pretty big. All right, I'm gonna get the immersion blender and watch how it changes. Look how it is before, and then watch what happens as we go. So you want to basically emulsify all the oil that's in it. But now look at how different the sauce is. It has changed up significantly. And it is creamy. Like, it's now tomato bisque-like. It's good. So what we're going to do at this point is take your tongs. You don't have to get tongs, but it makes it a little easier. Take your fish spatula. Grab them off.
We're making people hungry.
Look at these. And you want to bust them in. Bust them in. Nice. Guys. Alright. Doesn't have any coils. Now, you have them all in here, and you just kind of give them a little cover.
Tuck them in.
Tuck them in. Yep. Exactly. And then at this point, you can literally leave this as long as you want. The longer you leave it, the more like hearty the sauce is going to get because of all the meat kind of juices that are going to be absorbing. But you don't want it on hot. You don't want to burn the sauce, especially at this point, because it's going to ruin everything else. So just have it on a really low heat. You're not even simmering it. You're just literally like keeping it hot. And it'll do all the work for you. And then when you're ready, then you make your pasta. And as soon as the pasta's done, you can put the meatballs and the sauce on. Okay.
Still forgetting about it.
So this is the completed dish. We got the meatballs, we got the tomato sauce, we got the pasta cooked up, cheese on top, however much you want. It's done, and it's amazing. Our table is currently preoccupied, so we got our little lap desk. and a fork, and no napkin because we ain't about that. Let's take a bite. There's a little bit of cheese even that you can see pull in between. Whoo!
Ah, okay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir. Good God. That is it. That is so freaking good, dude. Holy smokes. Enjoy the food. Thanks, man. Oh, I think I will. It's so good. Please make this, guys. Make it and tell me how it turns out for you. It's so easy. I literally did it while streaming and showing you how to do it.